Hi everyone, this is going to be the reading for Cancer for the month of September 2022. This can apply if you're a Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, as well as North Node. So be sure to check out the other signs in case this video does not resonate with you. Um, Keep in mind this is also a general reading, so not all the messages may resonate, which is why I said, if you look at the other signs, it may paint a more holistic picture for you. I am using the Voyager Tarot deck today. Um, don't mind if I'm a little bit low on energy because it's like almost 3 a.m. and in the morning that I'm doing this reading. But I also wanted to mention that I'm taking bookings for personal readings. So if you'd like to book a reading with me for a natal chart analysis, a synastry chart reading, or relationship compatibility, or tarot, you can drop me a message on email or Facebook. Both the links in the description box, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Excuse me. So let's get started. Cancer, the first card for you is the Priestess card. The second card is the Child of Cups, Feeler. The third card is the Chariot, but it's coming up in reverse. All right. So just right off the bat, Cancer, I feel like September is not so much about initiating and doing things. Like you are the Chariot in the tarot. Cancer, you are represented by the Chariot card, which is all about initiating things, and charging ahead with your plans and ambitions because you are a cardinal sign. You like doing that once. But September is about your more emotional nature. September is about being passive, just like the Priestess card. You don't try to make anything happen. You don't try to go out there and try to fix things. You don't try to see what people are feeling and try to help them out. You actually don't do anything. And it's not that difficult for you. Like, unlike a lot of the other signs who are more charged up, like a fire sign will have trouble with that. Like, they're not the best at just sitting back and letting things happen to them. That requires a level of passivity, and that requires a level of trust in the universe. That's actually a lot tougher to do than just going out there and making things happen, because sitting back and letting things happen also means that you implicitly trust the universe. You know that the universe has good intentions for you. Excuse me. So, sorry. The Priestess card is about that passivity. It is about that knowingness that the more you just allow things to unfold, the more you see the real character of people around you, the more you see the plans that life has in store for you, the more you see the patterns that the universe is trying to show you or has been trying to show you for the longest time, but maybe you didn't want to see it because sometimes you get into that chariot zone and you want to focus on your ambitions, which is all great. But September is not about doing that. September is about feeling, which is why the Child of Cups card also came up, which is the feeler card. So, this is about feeling your feelings, feeling your emotions, and crying if you need a good cry. Like, it's not about fighting that. And if you're a Cancer rising, Mars is currently in your 12th house. So, it's kind of a weird house to be in. Like, the 12th house is uncharted territory, and Mars is trying to stir a lot of things up there. And that may cause a lot of emotional breakdowns for you in the month of September. Like, you may feel like in September you have to face a lot of things about yourself or go through a lot of emotional ups and downs, um, highs and lows that can that can leave you feeling a little bit drained. Um, but again, if you can keep tapping into that priestess energy, which is about um, passivity, and it's kind of this iceberg energy. You see the surface, but you don't know what's underneath the water. That's the energy for you, Cancer, in the month of September, where you may not reveal your cards to a lot of people, and I don't think you should. If you have some plans that you're working on, under the surface, keep it under the surface. Don't tell people all about it. You're not the kind of sign to do that anyway. Like, you are a little bit reserved and cautious about things. You are risk averse generally. But I would say keep that up. Like, don't tell people what you're up to. Keep it under the surface. Let it brew under the surface. Keep doing what you're doing. So it's not complete passivity, like you're still required to put in the effort on a day to day basis. But it's not about trying to radically change things. It's not about like this chariot energy, which is coming up as a reverser. It's not about that. It's not about going out there and charging ahead and, having all these goals and trying to make that happen. But it's about the smaller goals. It's about the smaller goals that are going to lead to the bigger goals. So you're still doing the work, but it's on a smaller scale. And it's on a smaller scale so that you don't let too many people know about it. You're working a little bit behind the scenes. Not that you're trying to be stealthy, it's not like you're trying to deceive somebody, but you just want it to be at a slow pace. Like, you want to work on the smaller stuff, the smaller goals, before you reach your bigger goals. And the more you do that, the more you're going to start reaping the rewards. This is also about keeping your eyes on the prize. Like, they say, right? Win the marathon, not the sprint, or don't focus on the battle, but focus on the war. Um, Basically, keeping your eyes on the prize. So if you have a large goal in your mind, something really big that you want to achieve, in September is not about uh, taking big steps to make that happen, or making massive amounts of change in your life to make that happen. But September is about doing the things that are going to get you to that end result. And maybe it starts with manifestation, maybe it starts with a vision board, maybe it starts with affirmations. Anything, something small that you can start that momentum with, that's going to lead you into that larger victory. That's what it's about. Use your wisdom in the month of September. September is all about tapping into your wisdom. Wisdom from your parents, especially family wisdom, because Cancer, you're so connected to the home and family. You represent the fourth house, childhood. It's very, very powerful stuff. So, wisdom from your family is going to be profound in the month of September. So, things that you've learned from your parents, your ancestry, tradition, basically tradition. I think it's going to be going a lot back to the basics, not trying to reinvent the wheel, but it's about um, using time-tested strategies to achieve what you want. Like, if things have always worked through the last several decades, you don't want to change that rapidly. Like, you're not the kind of person that will do that. You have tremendous reverence for tradition, and especially family wisdom and things that have been done in the family. You like to preserve that, which is why a lot of Cancerians also like history, because you like to see things repeated through the ages. You believe in that innate wisdom, and that is something that you and Taurus both have in common. You like that. You like that traditional wisdom. And so this is about tapping into that ancient wisdom. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. If something has been working for millennia, maybe there's some truth to it, right? Like, so you don't want to disrupt the boat and, try to radicalize too many things. You want to stick to that. You want to stick to time tested, tried and tested concepts, which have stood the test of time, because there is a truth to them, there is a profoundness to them, which is why they've stood the test of time. You don't want to follow something brand new, even though you may be tempted to do that, but it's about sticking to tried and tested. I think tried and tested is going to be your main motto for the month of September. You don't want to do anything too harsh, whether that's your appearance, whether that's your relationship, whether that's your career, job. If something has been working just fine, just keep at it. Like, don't try to change too much about it. Keeping an even keel is another thing that I'm picking up here. You don't want to rock the boat. You want to keep doing things under the surface. Again, that iceberg concept, right? People see something on the surface about you, but they don't know what you're working on behind the scenes. So keep that going. Don't reveal that to other people. Uh, the skies are clear for the most part in September. It's not going to be rocky terrain for you, Cancer. A lot of other signs may feel that, this whole chaotic situation, but not you. Especially if you're a Cancer rising, you're not going to feel it too much because you've been through a lot over the last couple of months and your intuition has only gotten wildly accurate, even more accurate over the last couple of months. And you know that even if it's rocky terrain, generally it's smooth sailing for you in the month of September. But you have to tap into that passive energy, which is your forte. Like you're really good at that. Queen of Cups. That whole tapping into the universe and letting things happen organically. Tap into the joyous energy also, because you know the feeler energy, the Child of Cups, is not only about feeling your feelings and being melancholy and sad about things. It's also about being happy, because emotions are also happy, and a lot of people forget that. Like, you know, people always say feel your feelings, feel your emotions, and they usually talk about like sad emotions, process your emotions, heavy emotions. But what about the happy emotions? What about the joyous moments in your life? What about getting excited about things? You know, September is about that also, Cancer. It's not just about, you know, watching a soppy movie and crying your eyes out over that because it reminded you about something that happened when you were a teenager or when you were a kid. But it's also about being really happy and excited about small things, because kids get excited about small stuff, you know, and that's beautiful. And I think a lot of September is going to be about that, like tapping into that beautiful childlike joyousness, which is found in the small things, you know, and being in that state of wide-eyed curiosity, sorry, and that genuine ecstasy that children have naturally. I think it's a lot about that. That is going to be a sweet spot for the month of September, because that's where the rainbow is, that's where the joy is, that's where the creativity is, that's where everything is actually. So if you can tap into that, you basically have yourself covered for the month of September. And then we have the Chariot card coming up as a reversal, which I did talk about quite a bit. But let's talk a little bit more about this. Chariot in the upright position, especially this card, what I'm seeing, is sometimes when you're in that charge mode, right? Like, let's take charge, let's move ahead, let's initiate things. You can have some blind spots that you don't really recognize. You can be so focused on charging ahead that that you stop focusing on a lot of other things as well. So it can be a very one-sided focus sometimes if you're not careful, Cancer. Um, like you may lose sight of something very important while you're getting, you know, ready for your goals or getting charged up to initiate something and achieve something. So in the speed of things, you may lose visibility into a lot of other very, very important areas of your life. And I think that's the reason why September is about being passive. You don't need to do all this stuff, which is the Chariot. Sorry. It's not about doing stuff. It's actually about not doing anything. And actually there's this phrase that I was reading about, and it's very popular in the Taoist you know, culture. It's called Wu Wei. I don't know if I got that right, but it's the art of not doing anything. And you may think that's so passive and you know you're just letting life pass you by, but uh, it's in that zone where everything is really. And I think that's what September is about for you, really. It's about not doing anything, like not trying to make something happen, but letting it happen so that you see what life is about. You actually let the plot unfold for yourself. You don't try to control the plot. You let the plot unfold and see what the story is unraveling in front of your eyes. And a lot of these goals that you're having, Cancer, it may have to do with your material pursuits, like your career, your job, your money, the house, all of that, the assets that you have. But if you're trying to be too steadfast about it or too charged up about it, like I said, that whole chariot initiation energy, that horse like energy where you just charge ahead with sort of blinders on, it is going to be an empty race. It's going to leave you feeling very empty, which is why it's coming up as a reversal. This is not the month for you to do that. There is a time and place for you to exercise that chariot energy. And when it's time, you will know. Your intuition is too strong for you not to know. But September is not it. September is because there are still a lot of secrets that need to be revealed to you, Cancer, and they are not being revealed just yet. So you're still sort of unraveling the present that the universe has in store for you. You're still sort of figuring out the puzzle of the path in front of you. And if you just charge ahead like the chariot does, you're going to miss the plot. And you're going to make some mistakes which you don't want to make at this point. So, for example, let's say you wanted to achieve a few things, right? Like you have these goals that you want to achieve. And let's say you charge through them in the month of September. By the end of September, you may realize that that's not even what you wanted in the first place. You get what I'm saying? Like there are so many things that are shifting in the month of September for a lot of signs, including you, that you don't want to rush the process. You actually want to take like 10 steps back and sit back and watch. Like watch the movie of your life unfold in front of you, because there's going to be so much that comes up. You're going to have so many aha moments. You're going to be like, oh, this is why that relationship didn't work out, or this is why this person was acting flaky, because it wasn't meant to happen. And the more you try to force something to happen, you're actually pushing back your blessings. So don't do that. This is a month for you to just sit back, relax, see what comes up, see who actually makes an effort for you, Cancer. Like you're the kind of sign that actually does all the work in the relationship. You like to take care of others, you like to nurture other people, maybe in friends. You're the one who calls first, you're the one who checks up on people first. Maybe for a change, just sit back and see who actually checks up on you. Yeah, it may be a rude wake up call and you may be hurt, but wouldn't you rather know who actually puts in the effort and who doesn't? Or let's say if you have some goals in life, don't you want to know if those are really goals that you genuinely believe in, or that really gives you joy, or is it something that you're doing because everybody else is doing and that's some part of the status quo, and that's like your Capricorn counterpart, that ambitious energy, which may not even be you, it may not even be what you want. Right, and the next card we have is the Fool Child, which is a final clarifier for whatever I've been saying. Something is birthing right now. You see the fetus in the womb? That's a central part of this card. Something is birthing. Yeah, it can quite literally be you starting a family, but I don't think that's the case. I think something is shaping up in your life which you are yet to see in its entirety, and you don't want to, mess it up right now. You don't want to interfere in the process. I think that's what I'm saying. There is a momentum that's taking place right now, and you don't want to mess with it. Just let things unravel the way they are. And the universe is going to show you. The universe is there to guide you and protect you. It's always had your back. There's no reason for you not to trust it at this point of time. So something is taking place, something really profound is being birthed in your life, and it's really important that you let it go through the gestation period that it needs to go through, the incubation period that it needs to go through. Otherwise, the egg is not going to hatch, the cake is not going to get baked, and you're going to be left with a shoddy end product, like a half-baked cake, which you don't even enjoy. So you need to really sit back and think things through in the month of September. Don't rush through anything. Don't make any hasty decisions. Don't think, okay, this is what I want, and I just. You may feel that way in the month of September. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. There will be moments where you feel the sense of urgency, you feel this calling, this passion. I need to start this. I should do this. I should try my hand at this. You are going to feel those bursts, the spurts of, those moments during the month of September. But it's really important that you pull back and not give in to that moment. You know, let it happen. Let the cake bake, you know, and let it cool before you start cutting up and eating it. you know, just wait through September. A lot of things are going to change for you. Towards the end of September, you may realize that a lot of things that you started out the month with may not be things that you even want anymore, and a lot of things are going to change. So yeah, just wait it out. It's going to be good, I promise you. So if you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Your likes always help my videos stay relevant in the YouTube algorithm. And if it resonated with you, do drop in a comment. I love to read your comments and interact with you. And if you'd like to book a reading with me, definitely drop me a message on Facebook or email, and I'll contact you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.